Good morning everyone. It's a lovely clear morning, so we've been asked to run the Webasto and we will. Carolyn's ready to turn it on. I will come over here to the Scheibe system. Excuse the mess, excuse the dust. You can see here I need to turn the heater on, so I've done that, and now Carolyn is going to, there's a button up here that we need to press. Where is it? There. Okay, Carolyn will activate that and we'll hear the Scheibe start to fire up down there in the tech room. You can see our bikes down there. The temperature here at the moment, I'll just measure that. I've got a t-shirt hanging up here, one of Carolyn's shirts. It says it's 9.2 degrees. You can hear me shivering a little bit. We have our dehumidifier here on, so there's some fan noise from that. That'll soon stop. But here's the noise from the Webasto starting up. It's in there behind the hatch. These are the sorts of noises it makes. Just gurgles and burbles away for a little while. It's firing up. It's starting to pump liquid all around the boat. We'll let it do that for a bit. Golly, it is a bit of a mess in here, but that's boat life, folks. This is how we store our bikes, by the way, when we're in a marina and we want to just keep them ready and handy. You can still walk in, you can still get to all the tools in the drawer. See some of my tools there. All right, we'll pause here for a moment and come back in a few minutes once the fluid is being pumped around the boat nice and warm. Stand by. Okay, it's a few minutes later. I'm just checking the temperature. It's 8.9 now. It's getting colder. I don't know how that works. We've let the heater run for a few minutes. The hot water will be flowing around. So this is the noise it makes. Oh, bump! After a few minutes, and it sort of settles down a bit. You can also hear some fan noise from the Multiplus, so that's there as well. So we'll close this door here so you get an idea of what the sound is like when the tech room door is closed. There's our towels, good place to hang them. And we'll move back into the saloon. And here we are. Here's the sound of our voices. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning.
And there in the background is the noise of the Webasto, which really you can't hear. You can hear a little ticking noise under our feet, which is the noise of a little fuel pump. See if you can hear that. Maybe you can, maybe not. But that just gets hidden by background noise. Temperature is still, it says it's 10.7 now. That's probably from the sun hitting that t-shirt. Righto, let's turn the fans on. Here we go, back over to the Scheibe screen. Change over here. Here it says Webasto fans. Boom. So listen carefully and you'll hear the fans slowly coming up. They're quiet once they're going. Once the boat has warmed up a little bit, you don't really notice them. You don't really hear them, but at first startup they do come up a bit louder, but it'll settle down and we'll record that. You feeling warmer yet? No? No, it takes a little bit of time, but we'll let you know. We'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, it's about a minute after I closed the last shot. Here's one of the vents in the saloon, and I'm seeing 33.8 degrees coming out of that vent. I don't know if we can get this in the shot, but it doesn't seem to. The screen is very hard to get, but maybe you can see the numbers. 33, 34, so the air coming out of the vent is warm. It's only a couple of minutes since we turned the system on, maybe 5 minutes in total. There's another vent down here that you've seen before. There's, there we go, I'll turn the light on. There's a vent here just next to the bed. There's one here in the bathroom, the front bathroom or front heads. There's another one around here in the saloon. There's one tucked under here, under the table. There it is down there, so you can get warm air on your feet while you're sitting in the saloon. That's lovely. There's, I'll turn this light on. There's one down here in the spare room, which we use for storage at the moment. There's one down there in the bathroom, and there's one down here, bang, behind the bike, just down there in the tech room. And there's the noise of the Webasto when it's just running normally inside the tech room. It's not a problem at all. I'll close the door again. We usually leave the door open so that we can get the air moving between all the rooms. So I will do that. I'll leave that door open and come into the saloon, and you can see what it sounds like. Now the fans at the moment are still blowing at a fairly high speed. We've got the system set on auto. So there it is. So you can see the system decides for itself what the fan speed should be. I'll just pause for a sec. We'll let you listen to the fan speed. I'll move the fan to its lowest speed and you can compare. So let's just listen. This is auto at first startup in the morning. So that's a fairly, well, it's just a medium sort of fan speed, but we'll just turn them all down to minimum fan speed, and then I'll stand in the same place. Okay, we've just turned the 3 control units down to minimum fan speed, and the sound of the fans slowing down sounded a bit like a turbine engine, much quieter, yeah. But just slowly going down. That just finished before I started the video. So I'll be quiet and you can listen to the sound of the low fan speed with the tech room door open, as you can see down there, so you can hear the Webasto pump. In a moment I'll ask Carolyn to go and close that door, squeeze past me, and you ready to do that?
Yep.
So here's the noise. We'll just be quiet for a sec. Do you want to say something so we can compare voices? Let's just speak softly to each other.
Whisper sweet nothings.
Whisper sweet nothing. So that's just quiet voices. Yes. Well, your voice is quieter than mine, so you whisper some sweet nothings.
Nothing.
No, sweet nothings. So this is just our quiet voices compared to the sound of the Webasto. Carolyn will now go and close that tech room door.
I will walk down there now.
And there we are. Did everyone just notice that as Carolyn moved around in the boat, there was no creaking of floorboards? So Carolyn just moved from behind me over near the nav station all the way down to the tech room and back up again. No creaking of floorboards.
No.
Try that in other boats. So there we are, folks. That's the sound of the Webasto when it's going quietly. Should we turn it back up to auto and see how the temperature changes?
Yeah.
Because it's not so warm that you want to start peeling your clothes off yet.
No.
Let's fire it up to auto and see what it does. So just go and do that one up there, and we'll listen to the sound of the fans changing. So maybe you heard that, folks, as the fan unit for the central 3 outlets, that fan unit sped up, and there's just a slight change a change in the pitch of the fan, and we could hear it here in the saloon. We haven't changed the other two units for the aft end and the fore end of the boat, but we'll do that now, and we'll monitor how the temperature changes. Okay, here's a quick check of temperature. I'm pointing this at part of the shirt that's not in the sun, and I'm getting 12.6 degrees. This is a few minutes after we've started, so we'll keep checking back. 270, okay. So I'm going to measure the temperature of the outlet down here in the tech room, so let's just see what we get. 45, 49, 50, 51. You know, it depends on where I'm pointing it, but yeah, there's some pretty warm air coming out of there. That tends to be the warmest one of the lot. The others vary, but they all pump out warm air. What was it you were suggesting? Oh, that's right, have a look at the power usage of the fans. So let's have a look. Here's the Scheibe, not Scheibe, this is the Serbo, the Victron display. I don't know if that's showing very well. There's a bit of sunlight on it. We're currently using 294, 300-ish watts of DC power. So that'll be the Webasto the pump, the fridge is running, and the fans are running.
And there's charging.
And oh well, yeah, the charging, but that's separate. It's the DC consumption, which is that bottom central little bubble that tells us about 300 watts. It's oscillating around 300. Okay. By the way, people will certainly have noticed the dust on the screens. The reason for that, well, apart from just normal dust, is that the dehumidifier we bought is a good one, and it has a very high quality de-ionizer. Not a, is it? What is it called? An ionizer. Not a, it's a dehumidifier with an ionizer. Oh, I can't see it on the display at the moment, but here it is. It's a Amico DD8L Zambezi, and it's just the best thing ever. The ionizer causes the particles of dust in the air to clump together and settle, and by golly have we noticed. Apparently the air is much clearer, much cleaner, but
the boat's dustier.
The dust. You know, I'm just constantly dusting, aren't I, darling? No.
But you can see it's working.
Yeah, it works. The ionizer works. So if you want a good dehumidifier, there it is. Miko Zambezi DD8L. And thank you so much to Harvey and Carolyn for recommending that. By golly, what a fantastic device it is. Anyway, I'm feeling warmer. What about you, Carolyn?
Yes,
it really is making a difference. Let's have a look. 13.8 degrees measured in the same place. That shirt, that part of the shirt's not in the sun, so you know it's working. We'll keep monitoring. Righto, let's do one more measurement. The t-shirt says it's now 15.3 degrees. We've been running for 10-15 minutes, and that's been, let's go and have a look. That has been with the Webasto on the minimum heat setting. So we've got the fan on auto, and the thermostat, all three thermostats are on minimum, and we have found it to be perfectly comfortable. There's the noise, door is open. It's just normal boat fan noise, boat pump noise. It's not loud or anything like that. You can compare the sound of my quiet voice to the sound of the Webasto running with the door open. There you go. I think we've covered it. Let me just go and do one more measurement of the what this temperature unit says. It says 53. Can you see that? 55, 6, 56. That's the temperature coming out of that unit. And let's measure one here in the saloon. I'll measure this one. See what it says. It says 42, I saw 44, 43, depends on where you point it, but if you point it at the louvers, 44. So, and there's warm air coming out of there.
Yeah.
So it's just a great system. It works, and we think it's amazing. We actually don't use it much because we have this tiny little electric heater, and that is usually all we need in winter in Cherbourg in France, because as you all know, the boat is so well insulated and has double glazing around all of these windows and in the doors, and it just works.
Yes.
Okay, bye now folks.
Bye.